Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? Today is now February the 17th, it's Saturday at midnight, and we're going to talk about ICX. I would really appreciate an upvote if you guys appreciate the content as well, and make sure you like, subscribe, and share the stuff as well. If you guys are not following me on YouTube and on Twitter, you guys are missing out on the best of both worlds because there's a lot of information that you may not actually find on YouTube, or there might there might not be information that you'll find on YouTube, and maybe sometimes it's not on Twitter, right? So you got to get the best of both worlds to make sure that you guys stay in touch or in tune with the most relevant information. Now, this coin was requested. I will not be trading it myself, but I'm going to treat it as if it were a coin that I'm going to trade. But before I start tackling these requested coins on a daily basis, I need to let you guys know that we need to establish some firm rules in the channel, right? We have to make sure that we're very respectful to each other, and especially to me, because it's taking up my time, right? And I'll be very honest, guys, that the only way that I'm actually paid in some way or another through these videos is obviously through monetized ads, right? And to my standards, they're obviously not a lot compared to day trading, but it's just a small way for me to be subsidized for my time, right? But more importantly is I need to make sure that everybody understands that this game is all about respect. What we need to do is grow the community in a very positive way to make sure that it can flourish positively and with the like-minded people who want to be there for each other, who want to see each other succeed, right? And I'm the kind of person where excuse me there, you know what, I'll feel a lot better in a few days. I apologize for that. It's really cold in my city, and around this time I do tend to get sick every so often, but I'll be okay, no problem at all. Anyways, all I was saying was that, like, we have to make sure that we stay strong as people. We believe in humanity, and we try to pick up the other people that are a little bit behind us, right? But the last thing we want to do is take advantage of someone, right? So if I'm doing these technical analysis for the public on request, you guys need to understand that not every single trade is going to be a winning trade, okay? What good traders do, what I do, is I focus on winning over time, and I don't care about my small losses, guys. All I care about is making sure that I find really good setups and I keep hammering at it, because I know over time, if I stick to a good risk management, if I stick to good risk to reward setups and find good entries, I'm absolutely going to be profitable over time. So even though I may lose a few games or a few trades here and there, like how you guys might as well if you follow me, that's really okay, guys, because it's bound to happen. So please understand that when I do these technical analysis, there will be no calling me out, guys, if it's wrong, okay? I don't want to hear that. In fact, I block a lot of people in my channel who simply don't understand that, one, this is all technical analysis that's being provided, right, for free. And two, nobody is holding a gun to your head, guys. You are ultimately responsible for your own decision, and you need to realize that as a trader, if you want to grow, you have to be accountable for your own decisions, right? Nobody is making you take any trade. You cannot go up to somebody and say, I listened to your call, and I lost money because of you. Those people are unfortunately blocked right away. We have to understand that cryptocurrency is growing, and I'm really appreciative to have all these viewers, all these followers and subscribers, and I'm really happy deep down to be able to help everybody. That is the ultimate goal. But at the same time, I have to make sure that I protect myself, right? I don't want to put myself in an emotional situation where I could be bothered. And guys, all YouTubers, all online personalities, whoever they are that has some sort of prominent figure in the community, they're all little babies deep down, you know? Like, I'm a sensitive baby deep down. I don't like reading negative comments of people saying things like, you know, for example, my Bitcoin prediction of 48 to 5,200, I've adjusted several times after that already why it is off the table for now, okay? It is off the table, and if you guys are not following me on Twitter, on Steemit, on YouTube, and you're constantly asking me about that and pointing out that I'm wrong, you guys really need to understand that I've adjusted in many videos already, and also we need to react to data as it comes in. There's always information coming in, And as it comes in, sometimes our game plan changes. And myself, I'm a day trader slash sometimes swing trader, and that's what I specialize in, okay? So please understand what I'm saying and realize that we're not going to win every single trade. We treat the game like a game of probability at the casino where we want to win over time. So the one small loss doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, unless you're basing it on only one trade, and that is the only trade that you took from me and you lost. Maybe it was just coincidence that you actually lost that one trade because it was my one wrong one in a while. But something we do have to admit, and I know for a fact that one of the reasons why I'm happy with the way I've been trading lately and why I've been winning a lot of trades is because I'm very diligent, I work very hard, and I understand that I'm not going to win every single trade. So you guys need to understand that as well, that this game is all about risk to reward, okay? And we're going to tackle all of these very well. I'm going to explain to you guys what Elliott wave is from a very basic perspective right now and how double or triple tops can occur. So sometimes the wave 5 does not get higher than the point of wave 3 because wave 3 was extremely strong in length already. And then what we get after that is a possible A and then a B to get a triple top. And this is how triple tops can happen. And once we get triple top right here, it ends up downtrending very hard. And then what we like to do is take our Fibonacci level, and the most ideal thing in the world is to buy in these specific zones, the 618 and the golden pocket zone. So without further ado, let's go check this out. If you guys notice here, I count this as my wave 1, my wave 2, my wave 3, my wave 4, and my wave 5. And I see my B position that actually terminates higher than all of these, but that's okay. Wave B happens all the time. But nevertheless, what we do see is a triple top, right? A triple top, and then it ended up downtrending extremely hard, guys. Super hard. And now, and this is also when Bitcoin reached the very bottom as well, right? And now a great place to have bought would have been to take Fibonacci levels right here and to place a buy order right here, guys. To place a buy order right between the 618 and the 65 region right here for your golden pocket. And if you had taken that trade, right, what you would have done was you would have bought right there and you would have targeted a fib level that was reasonable. And personally, I always like to target a bounce at the 382 fib level right here. That is what I do. So I will buy at the golden ratio, golden pocket zone, and then I will take a fib level right from where this top ended to where it started to here right there, and I would have been very profitable. I would have been profitable by about 50-60% over the course of a few days. So that's something we need to remember as well, that there's a lot of strategy involved in this game. Now what I'm going to talk about is a very specific setup, but once again guys, please remember that this TA is only here not to give you guys financial advice, but to give you insight as well, right? Make sure we understand that we are ultimately responsible for our own decision and nobody else is responsible for it, okay? So if there's any negativity in my channel, if there's, any hate, anything like that, guys, where it's blaming me for it, I understand as a professional trader who does this for a living that it's not my fault, guys. It is your fault for following a third party, right? You have to ask yourself every time, am I following a third party blindly? If I am following a third party blindly, can I accept the fact that if I do lose, it will be my fault and not anyone else's fault? We have to make sure that our mental game and our emotional game is just as strong as our technical analysis and trading game as well. If you guys are not going to choose to learn how to do technical analysis on a very detailed level, and there's a lot of people, guys, who want to help you out there. There's so much free content. It is unbelievable. The only thing that's stopping people from learning technical analysis is they expect other people to fish for them, right? And that's not a good mentality to have. Because I assure you, you guys, the people that are watching this video right now, you guys have what it takes if you made it this far already and you're listening to my anecdotes. A lot of people have said to me, enough with your speeches, fast forward, get to the point. No, those are not the people that are going to succeed. Those are the people looking for a chart so they can follow it blindly and they'll keep losing money over time. But you guys, the people that are listening to my psychological and emotional part of trading are the people that are going to succeed, because this game, guys, is so much about psychology and emotions. You guys got to think about it. if all the most brilliant people in the world traded, why aren't they all successful? Well, think about it. What separates the people who are very successful, despite how brilliant they are, and the people who are not successful in trading is their emotional stability and their psychological stability as well, right? You have to make sure that you are mentally very strong. You got to have the mind of a temple, okay? So let's get into this once again, guys. You would have bought right there, okay? That would have been a perfect buy zone. Like, we're talking a perfect buy zone right now, okay? And now what we're going to do is we're going to see how far this one retraced, okay? We're going to see how far this one retraced. And what we notice is it's actually falling right into the golden pocket zone right now. So it's a pretty darn good place to be interested in it right now. Like, no joke. You guys cannot ask for a better scenario right now. I kid you not. That, to me, this is a great opportunity, and we're going to talk about it from top to bottom, okay? So now that we've established that it has retraced a really good level, and at the end of every C correction, there will most likely be an impulse wave up, okay? And I'm just going to drag this a little bit over here, right there. So now we've established this is a really good buy zone. Now let's talk about some trendline supports and resistances. So would you guys agree with me that somewhere in here, it is 100% wedging, right? 100% wedging in here into a very symmetric type of triangle. And these triangles are definitely one of my favorite patterns to play, because there's a good chance that it's going to break out, and especially in the 618 Fibonacci level as well. So now what do we do to target? What we do is take this tool, guys. I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to show you guys it from the beginning right here, okay? So you understand how to do targets. Just as an example, if I actually took this one right here, let's go over the theory first so you guys can be a gauge of how well this works. My basic theory is we get a wave 1 like this. We don't know where wave 3 is, okay? We have no idea where it's going to be. And then what we do is we take our Fibonacci extension. Go to your tool here, go to trend-based Fib extension, take your beginning point, take the next top point, and take the bottom point of where it got to, okay, right here. Now, you don't know exactly if this is the bottom, and even when it's going up. So what I like to do is I like to buy on confirmation right here. Okay, as soon as it breaks above this point right here, I'm in a trade, because now I know that it's the beginning of an impulse wave up. What do? I do my Fibonacci extension like this, and I always target somewhere slightly higher than a 1-to-1, and then my next one I like to target right here, because I'm a very conservative trader. The right way to do it is to target right here, but personally I find that a lot of the times it fails. So I like to target the 161.8 level right here, just like this. Makes sense so far? Okay. Yeah, we got the basics down. So if you entered a trade right there on breakout above the 0.1, you would have set a stop loss slightly below it, and then you would have targeted to where your green box is, just as an example, okay? So that would have been a really good way to enter a trade for every single setup. Now that we have the theory down, let's talk about how well and see how well this is actually impacting here. So let's say we took our Fibonacci retracement tool from here, or extension rather, from here to here. Well, check that out, guys. We would be targeting 1-to-1 right here, and surely enough, we hit all of them, right? And the 168, it never actually hit it. But we assume that wave 3 is often the longest and never the shortest. So we actually hit the extension perfect. So what you would have done, if you didn't know, right, you're like, oh darn, I didn't catch the bottom. Well, you take a look at the top here, and as soon as it broke out above here, you basically enter a trade, right? Set your stop loss slightly below, right there, and you would have targeted slightly above 1-to-1, and you would have made yourself 46%. I've been preaching this for a very long time, guys, and this is all I've been doing for years. I just wait for a really good retracement, play it on the breakout, and boom, it actually works very well. So that's what you do there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to apply the exact same logic, okay? we're going to say, hey, well, this is wave, start from here, that's the peak, and here. If this one hit a one-to-one extension, well, is the next one possible to hit a one-to-one extension as well? Let's have a look. So now we put our mouse here, there, with our Fibonacci extension, and we actually go right here, okay? We go right there. And what we're noticing right here is that this is the one-to-one extension. So this is going to be my target 1 roughly, right here. And this is going to be roughly my target 2. I always take in the middle of the box, but we get a better gauge sometime down the road. And what we actually notice is, let me just get my other tools up here. Okay, I'm going to get 786 and 1 as well. So what we notice is this one is slightly below the 618 extension. Perfect, that's actually great. And the next one is slightly above the 786 region as well of this particular retracement. Awesome, even better. So now what we can easily deduce is possibly, actually, let's, yeah, wave 1 right there. Okay, no problem. That's going to be great. So what I would like to do is see if this is even possible. If this was wave 1 here, all of this is perhaps wave 2. Let's see if this is wave 3. Guys, I'm not going to gauge the time, okay? Time frame, I've got no idea. I don't really gauge time frame at all. I do not do time analysis. It takes too much of my time, okay? So that's not something that I'm ever going to do in terms of gauging the time, all right? So you guys have to make sure that you understand that that's not something that I'll be doing down the road. So now I'm going to assume wave 4 is, who knows, somewhere there. And then wave 5 is somewhere up there. That seems to make sense, right? Wave 2, it could be somewhere right there. We can just call it something like that in there, okay? Something in this particular zone. We'll call that up here. I'll spread it out a little bit as well, just to make it more realistic, all right? So 1-to-1, slightly higher than it. And then wave 5, perhaps somewhere up here as well. Now, I've got no idea, guys, the actual time frame. This is just more so for you guys to get an idea where it could possibly be. So I'm just going to extend it out like this so you guys don't follow it religiously or anything like that, okay? I apologize for making a religious reference there. So is this possible that this will make a wave 1 slightly higher using a 1-to-1 extension than 1-to-1, and the second or the third wave here, sorry, the fifth wave here can also hit 161.8? Absolutely it can. So we're going to follow the basic rule that this could be an impulse wave up. We'll use a leveraged possible position where in a leveraged market, overlap can absolutely occur, right? That happens all the time. And we're also going to use this right here as a hard resistance, right? That's a really hard resistance as well, which will turn into support, right? But I don't think we're going to fall to those levels. So I think we could retrace down to over here. And of course, the last one, something like that up there. Like, I'm just guessing it, right? I'm not going to do a time analysis. It's more so for you guys to just gauge how it could possibly be. So I don't really know how long it'll take to get there, but just based on a technical analysis perspective, something like this is absolutely possible, guys. So what are some of the targets? I've actually written them all down already here, okay? I'm actually going to share it with you guys as well. So I'm going to target something about 6,700 Satoshi here. So right here, we're going to enter a position. I've got it all laid out for you guys, okay? And if you guys agree with it, by all means, take it. But I'm no financial advisor, once again. I'm just here to let you guys know that we try to take chances when we see them. And we also have to understand that there's always a risk with every single trade. So I'm going to choose a round number here. I'm going to choose an entry around 5,000 Satoshi. Okay, 5,000 Satoshi. I'm going to target about 6,700 Satoshi. And I'm going to have my stop loss pretty tight at about 4,300 Satoshi. So now what you guys see is right here. Hold on, let me just make sure I got this right. 4,800, 4,800, 4,300. Yeah, this one might be a little bit high for the breakout. So let's actually go to 4,800. There we go. 4,800. This one could be 6,700. Okay. And this way here will be about 4,300. There we go. So we now have a risk to reward of, let's make sure that we have it right, 48, 67 and 43. That sounds about right to me right here. Stop loss is slightly lower than here, right? Slightly lower than the peak down over there. And we're going to calculate everything so you guys can get an idea of what this could also turn out to be. Okay, I corrected it a little bit. So now what we're doing is we're taking this point right here, guys, as our stop loss, right? This point right here is about 43.03, 43.50 there. So it would naturally make sense for us to have our stop loss in case it does break down, right? So you guys can adjust your stop loss how you want. I'm targeting 6,700 Satoshi, which is slightly higher than a one-to-one wave extension. So what we actually get is this right here. Excuse me. What we get is a risk to reward ratio of about 3.98, we'll say, okay? I'm just loosely putting it in there. So my mistake, 3.8. 3.8. So we have a chance to win 3.8 times more than we lose. So let's talk about a flip a coin scenario, okay? Let's say we did a flip a coin scenario. You and your friend decided to flip a coin, right? And you now have a risk to reward of, this is from the last one. I'm just going to delete all of this. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see it better. Actually, I'll make this bigger so you guys can see it. I know it's really small. It's probably a lot better, right? There you go. Okay, so your flip a coin scenario. You and your friend decide to flip a coin, and you have a risk to reward ratio. RR refers to the risk to reward. It is taken by your your target price minus your stop loss. Actually, I'm going to write it out here so you guys know. RR is equal to, I hope you guys know some of your BEDMAS, brackets, exponents, division, right? Multiplication, addition, subtraction. So you are taking your target price minus your entry price, okay? All divided by, I'm just going to write that in the next line here. It's divided by your entry price minus your stop loss. Okay, this is how you calculate your risk to reward ratio. Just like that, okay? And just as an example, I'm going to show you guys something as well. Just give me a sec. So let's see if this calculation actually adds up, okay? And this is an Excel that I made for myself. I've shared it so many times already with the public, at least 5 times a day, that it's gotten to the point where people are still asking me for it. And I think that finding information is really crucial. So I'm going to let you guys find it on the internet, okay? I'm not going to share this Excel anymore because too many people have been asking about it. And yeah, you guys can either try to look for it or you can pay me for it because I'm not going to be sharing it anymore. It's everywhere on the internet. You can find it anywhere. So let's say you played yourself a 1,000, you bought it at 4,800. Sure, we'll say 4,800 Satoshi, and you bought 5 coins, just as an example, okay? And now you're gonna target 6,700 to sell. Your resistance is now 6,700 as well, and your stop loss is gonna be at 4,300, right? You guys notice that this is a risk to reward ratio right here. If you played a $24,000 position, you have a chance to win $9,500 and you have a chance to lose $2,500. Same risk to reward there that I calculated, and also the same one right here that we calculated as well. I'm just giving you guys an idea of how the risk to reward is calculated. Now let's go over this flip a coin scenario so you guys can understand it as well. So the flip a coin scenario, I'm a pretty firm teacher, aren't I, guys? Whatever you want to call me. I'm very firm, if you guys have not noticed. Despite my very joking side, I also, I don't tolerate a lot of things as well, right? And I think that's a good personality to have because nobody should ever let people walk all over them, right? You always have to respect yourself and your time. So out of 10 games where you're flipping a coin, okay? Out of 10 games, you win 5. Actually, let's say you're bad at flipping a coin. You win 4 and you lose 6 games, okay? So your friend says to you, okay, every time you win, all right? Every time you win, I'm going to give you, sorry, I'm just writing something here. Every time you win, I'm going to give you 3.8 times more than you owe me. So just as an example, right? If you lose, you have to give him $100 or her, and if you win, he or she will give you 3.8 times more. That is what the risk to reward means. It means that you're risking an R unit. We call it an R unit, okay? 1R refers to one risk, okay? Just think of it like that. So now you have a chance to gain 3.8 times, or 3.8R, you can say, to 1. So that's a very good ratio. Imagine if someone said to you, hey, do you want to flip a coin? I will pay you 3.8 times more every time you win than you owe me. Of course, you'd take that trade several times, right? Sure, you might lose the first time, the second time, the third time, but if you keep playing because you can win 3.8 times more, you now have the chance of probability, or the probability on your side, right? Where you will win over time. So now let's say each win. Now let's say we're playing a $10,000 position size. I'm using 10K because that's probably what I would play on a regular basis, okay? 10K position size right here. Now, each win, you're going to win up to what we see right here, right? This is 39.58% and also 10.42% right there. You guys have to start understanding risk to reward. It is what I would say is the most important skill. If you cannot manage your money, right? If you can't manage your money, how do you expect to keep it, guys, right? Managing your money is a really important part of trading. In fact, it is so important in trading that I highly recommend that people always focus on it, okay? Right here, it actually hit my target right here, okay? If you guys have been following my Bitcoin calls, you guys will know for a fact that I've been killing it right now with my targets right here. Ooh, that's awesome, actually. It's so awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna start shorting Bitcoin. Yes, I am. I'm gonna short the crap out of Bitcoin, actually. Yep, I am gonna short it. So I'll be right back in a moment, guys. Excuse me. You guys can see if you want. I'm gonna short one Bitcoin right here. I see some massive walls that are not letting it pass. I see the bulls and the bears fighting right here. I just want to get my one Bitcoin shorted right here. That's all I want to play, just one Bitcoin. So I hope that someone fills up my position while I'm making this video for everybody. There we go, my position's now filled here. Awesome, you guys see this right here. I'm in a short position for Bitcoin, it's still going up. I'm just going to put mine at about 6,500 right here. I will buy it. And I'll come back tomorrow morning with my position closed right there because I don't think it's going to get much higher than that. And if it does, guys, it's not going to happen by much. I assure you of that, okay? So now the price is going up a tiny bit, but that's okay. So let's get back to ICX here, okay? So we've now got a position size of 10,000. We have a chance to win 39.58% more and a chance to lose 10.42. So each win, because we're playing a $10,000 position size, and if you could win 39.58%, what is that, guys? Each win is equal to 3,958. Each loss is equal to 10.42% of 10K, which is now 1,000, right? We'll just say 1,040 just for easy math, okay? So now, let's say you're losing 4 games and you just are unlucky. So if you won 4 games at 3,958 each, that's now equal to about 6,240. And now if you lose 6 games at, 1,040 right here, okay, 1,040 each, because that's now, I'm gonna make this a little bit nicer here, 1,958, 1,040 each. Okay, out of 6 games, then that's going to be equal to sorry, this is not right. I got the math wrong here. 15,832. So if you won 4 games at $3,958, out of 4 games, you would win 15,832, right? Now, if you lost 6 games at 1,040 each, you would basically lose 6,400 or $240. So out of these 10 games, what will you actually win? Your total profit will now equal to your wins minus your losses, right? That would equal to 15,832 minus 6,240, which is equal to 9,592, right? So if you play 10 games, and even if you were an extremely bad trader, guys, we're talking about like a really bad trader, okay? Where you just are unlucky and you win only 4% of the time. Well, what we can understand right now, guys, is that yes, that can happen, but if you played with this exact same risk to reward setup, right? This exact same risk to reward setup with exact same position size, you played it over 10 games with this exact same risk to reward setup, you would actually be profitable over time. So you need to understand this, that this trade might be completely off the table, but if you stuck to this trade setup for a very long time, okay, and you found these ones always, well, there's no doubt in my mind that you would be profitable over time because it's just the nature of the statistic, right? So this is my recommendation for people, right? Not really recommendation, but it's just my thoughts of what I would do. And you guys really need to understand that even if I'm wrong, like guys, I'm gonna stop doing these types of requests if people are gonna call me out on things where I'm, you know, wanting to help you guys out genuinely, right? And I'm not getting anything out of it in return. So just please respect that fact as well, because I know that nobody wants to be in that type of environment once again, okay? So I apologize for the third time for being extremely firm about this, but you know what? I don't think there's a lot of people that on YouTube, if actually I know there's none, guys. There's no person on YouTube that does what I do in this kind of detail with this meticulousness. You know why? Because I'm probably the most OCD person you guys will ever meet in your life. I've got massive OCD issues in terms of being very meticulous and clean with my charts. So this is what I wanted to give you guys, okay? I wanted to show you guys just basically this right here. I want to change this to account size 10,000 right here or something like that, okay? So these numbers here, basically they're nothing, like, you know, don't worry about the other stuff. All that matters is you see the risk to reward, right? You see like all the information here just of the percentage in general. So that is my recommendation. Make sure you guys stick to your stop losses, right? It's not even a recommendation. Don't take it that way. Like, I don't want to be seen as a financial advisor. It's just a play that I personally see that I would recommend to my friends, right? I don't want to get sued or anything by any of you guys. I really hope it doesn't get to that, because I've heard of YouTubers who have done things like me that have actually been sued by very angry people. So this is why I'm also making sure that I'm protecting my butt as well while I'm doing things like this, because my channel is obviously going to grow into an astronomical amount of people and followers and subscribers over time because of the kind of work that I'm putting out to help out the general public, okay? So I apologize if I seem a little bit frustrated this video. I go through my YouTube comments every night, and man, oh man, are there ever such hateful people. I don't understand how there's so many hateful people. And once again, like, we're all sensitive little babies at the end of the day, you know, people who do things like this on YouTube. So I just really needed to get it out of the way. So these are my thoughts, guys. I hope that you appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the content as well. Make sure you guys go on, make sure you go on Steam it there and upvote it as well. And other than that, I really appreciate your love and your support. And I really know who the people that are supporting me and the people that really want to succeed and the people that just want to get to a different level there, all right? So have yourselves a great night, traders. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I look forward to producing more of these videos for you guys down the road. Have a good night now. Take care.